G'day, Tom Garriman, Sales Representative at Apex Results Realty located in Burlington, Ontario. I operate from Grimsby through to West Mississauga. So, this is your market update. End of February is here. Where do we stand? Interest rates, still historically low. There was a bit of a bump up in the rates in the last 2 months, and what we've seen just recently is they've started to come down again. The concern with the government, of course, is deflation, which is the opposite of inflation, where prices start dropping, and that can be bad for the economy overall. So what we're having happen right now is you're going to see that interest rates are going to be staying low. The expectation is rates are going to stay low until well in 2015, possibly 2016. So interest rates should not be a problem or a slowdown. Number of properties on the market currently. You're going to see that number of properties currently listed is lower than average. Depending on where you are, there just are not as many properties listed right now. Why? Well, several reasons. One, this winter has been nasty. If you look outside, because you're in South Ontario, you're going to see an awful lot of snow. That snow is stopping buyers from starting to look casually now. They'll be waiting. They'll be taking a look online. They may drive a neighborhood. But when the weather is this bad and there's that much snow out and driving is not a lot of fun, in fact, it can be dangerous, people are more likely to stay at home. Now, that's also going to affect sellers, because the seller is going to sit there and say, how many buyers are out looking right now? There's nothing for sale. But I expect more buyers to come online in the next few weeks as the snow hopefully starts to melt. So I believe that this is slowing down our market just a little bit for properties on market. Now, if you're looking to sell currently, it's a good time. There's not a lot listed. However, buyers, there's not as many of them. I expect more will come online in a few weeks as the snow starts to melt. So if you're going to list a property and the property has some issues or needs renovation work, or it needs some of the electrical systems or mechanical systems, or the bones of the property itself need work, or it's a big rental project, you may have a slightly harder time right now getting top dollar for that, because the buyers are not there. They're being picky, those that are out, and they're being careful. So, excuse me. Number of listings down. A bit of that is because the weather. More of that, of course, is because we are facing wars, uncertainty in the economic situation, concern by people. Because partly the media, interest rates are going up. Housing markets are just overheated. Shouldn't buy right now. They've heard some horror stories over the last few months that they went into purchase, or friends went into purchase a property, and they didn't get their pre-approval was a yes, but approval on the purchase was a no. Possibly because they went into multiple competition, or because they were paying top dollar for a property because it just come on the market. So when you take a look at that, all these different factors are going to slow down the market for the buyers. Sellers, your house needs to have not as much work as normal, and definitely you need to be paying attention to price. I've seen some very nice properties that are overpriced that are not moving. I've seen properties that need work that are priced higher, as if some of that work had been done. They're not moving, usually. And I have also seen properties priced properly that need work and they sell like that. So people are being price sensitive. They're definitely watching what they can afford, and they're asking the bank questions. So that's where we stand right now on interest rates. That's where we stand on what's available in the market. And from what I'm hearing, and where people are saying, because they are casually looking, they're not seeing anything. That is going to change when the weather improves. One of the positive sides of having all this snow, when the weather improves and that snow starts melting, you are more likely to see existing water problems, or rather basement problems, because all that water is going to melt. And if there's a bit of a leak, it will leak through. So that's it for the end of February. I hope this helps you out. Get yourself pre-approved. I'm expecting to see interest rates come down a little bit. Probably not much more. 0.1 or 0.2% fluctuation either way should not have any impact on you. Consider, because interest rates are supposed to be staying at this point for quite a while, going with a variable rate mortgage if you can be confident with it. Take it for a year and then lock in next year at this time at a 5-year fixed, 7-year, 10-year. If you do choose to take a variable rate mortgage, what's worked in past is if your mortgage is 2.6% variable rate and you would have normally qualified and been paying 3.5% for a fixed rate, pay 3.5%. 2.6% is what everything is based on for the variable. That extra 0.9% you're paying will go directly onto the principal amount of the mortgage. This can have a big impact. $50 a month over the life of a mortgage on a 25-year fixed term, if you bump up that the payment by 50 bucks, 50, ends up being 2 to 3 years off of the full life of the mortgage. So you'll have a mortgage paid off in approximately 22 and a half years, maybe 23. Consider it. If it has an impact and you can do it, why not? Just remember, if you go variable, the second you close, make sure you're talking to the bank or your lender and bump up the amount you're paying. Anyway, the next post will be not that far off, and you're going to see that the weather is going to continue as it is for a little bit. We're starting to see some warm up, and that's going to be good. So I'm not expecting to see a huge rush in the market, but you never know at this point. Anyway, you take care, have yourselves a great day, stay inside where it's warm, use the computer to do your researching on MLS.ca in February and beginning of March, and wait for the good weather to roll in. Take care. Remember, stay positive.